for me, as an entertainer, I find it hard to always be like, yo, buy tickets to my comedy show. Buy tickets for this, buy tickets for that. I got a show coming up. Buy tickets, buy tickets, buy tickets. There's so many people in this world, we don't know what they're going through. You don't know what help you can do. But the simple little things of bringing awareness to certain situations can help people. So even like when I look at it, without people, we as entertainers have nothing. So if we're not helping people, how do we always expect to want from them? And that's, I feel a lot of entertainers do it, not just in comedy, in the world. They're just very self-centered. And yes, they're superstars. Yes, they're famous. But without people, you're not famous. Without people, you're not superstar. Without people, your concerts are not going to sell. Your books are not going to sell. Your DVDs, whatever, they're not going to sell without people.
Hello and welcome back to Conversations with myself, Francis Koh. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have another exciting show ahead. I'm very much looking forward for this one. My next guest's parents lived in Jamaica and returned to the UK to give birth to him. They moved back to Jamaica when he was only 3 months old. While in Jamaica, his father ran a sound system business. When his parents decided to move back to the UK, he decided to stay in Jamaica and continued running his father's business. Not many people would be brave enough to take on this venture, but he did. He did not finish high school education, and at the age of 18, he decided to return back to the UK. While in UK, he enrolled himself into college, but soon dropped out of college and started selling drugs to make money. He ended up spending time in prison as a result of this. But due to that, after his release from prison, he wanted to make a change for his life. He started doing stand-up comedy, and his first show was in his living room in front of 15 friends. His first professional performance, he only performed it in front of 8 people. He pursued his career and soon started organizing his own comedy shows, with his first comedy show pulling in an audience of over 300 people. Please allow me to welcome to the show the one and only, the first comedian to ever record comedy sketch on Instagram when you can only do 15-second clips on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, White Yardie.
Boy. Somebody I didn't research. Yeah,
We had to.
I never send that come game, but him find everything. Where's your boy? Where's your? Man, have a full. Yo, me wait for him start give out my age and I say, yo, alright.
Welcome to the show, Yardie.
Yeah, man, big up, man.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, before we get in, I want to say thank you for coming first and foremost. But I want to go back to how we met. It was, I didn't expect to meet you there. And when I spoke to you, you said, what do you do? I told you what you do. And you just said something very strange, which I wasn't expecting. Yeah, come on, let's do it. I was like, is that it? Take my number. So for that, I thank you and I appreciate you. And I guess you understand the value of support.
Well, I hope you never did contact, but you did. I was joking. No, I'm joking. You know what I mean? Like, if I have time to do things, I'll do things. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. Yeah, simple as that. So if there's somebody ever doing something, I don't mind. You know what I mean? As long as I have the time, that's the only thing. Is like, as long as I have the time and I can fit it in, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, no, we thank you for your time. So I want to ask this question before we get into it. What motivates you, first and foremost? What keeps you going to do what you do?
Well, family, you know. Children, yeah, mostly family motivate me to keep going and don't give up. I understand because they're my responsibilities, you know what I mean? And yeah, I have to make sure they are all right in life, try to give them a better life than what I had as a child growing up and try, you know, like make sure they got a comfortable future ahead of them, you know? So.
Yeah, and that, I guess to you, that's sound, because family to you means a lot. Because
for sure,
it's not with you. It's not blood family. The way you grew up, your peoples around you are family. Even when you moved back to the UK, you had family who wasn't blood related, but they took care of you. You took care of them. How important is that to be successful in life, to have those values?
Yeah, most definitely. Even we just say like, people need to understand. You see, even sometimes friends are closer to you than family anyway. Sometimes you have some friends around you that have more value to your life than, your life than your own family. You know what I mean? You can have family and speak to them like once a year, Christmas time. And that's facts. Everybody out there has family members who they probably hardly speak to. They probably don't even know what's going on in their lives. It's just once a year them see them at Christmas, and it's like, yeah, pass the chicken pot. That's it. There's nothing else. You understand? So definitely. But my family that I have, like my small family, as Mr. like my partner and my children, those are the things that drive me to keep going, keep pushing, you know what I mean? Being successful and being a great role model. So even like my son now at 14 can look up and be like proud of his dad, you know what I mean? And look what his dad is doing. Breaking the cycle of what we see all the time, you know what I mean? Changing things. And it's very important for me to keep that family unit as well, because we know, yes, I'm white, but we know a lot of families from the Caribbean are broken homes because them have stepbrothers and half brothers here, half sisters here. You know what I mean? It's like, because how the culture kind of sometimes go. So sometimes we need to try break cycles and show our own children that this is what it should be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know you place a lot of value on them, because even many a times when we speak, you said, I'm with my girl, my sons, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I'm saying with my girls. And that's crucial, because if we take it back, I know, for example, when I was growing up, I can count on my hands how many times my dad said, I love you. Or how many times my dad took me to the park or bought me ice cream. So it's beautiful to see someone who's in the limelight, people look up to you, they see you doing that, and they do that. So, you know, for all you fathers out there, please be present where possible, and mothers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell your son, say you love them. Don't afraid to tell your son, make him know, say, yo. Because that's, it does, because when I think about it, even my father, I remember how many times him telling me, yo, I love you, Because we as men, we feel like we don't need to say it, but I feel like I tell my son every now and then, yo, son, some I love you, right? Because I feel like that's why when we grow up older, men find it harder to say it, even to them partners. Like certain men don't really like say it, you know what I mean? Like it feels like a sign of weakness or something. I don't know. Maybe because we never hear it, so we don't feel like we need to say it as much.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that's important. So your son, is he going to be a comedian as well?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Look, like he can do whatever he wants to do, you know what I mean? And I believe in supporting what they want to do and encouraging them. And I think that's the main thing is sometimes children want to do things and the parents don't give them the support and don't pay attention to what they're doing, so they get disheartened and don't want to do it. But you have to encourage them, like being at whatever it is, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's acting, whatever. Sometimes you have to make time to be there, take them to these things as well. Don't just leave it on them to say, yeah, you can go, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they go, just for example, football, for argument's sake, say your son's playing football or your daughter, and every week she's going training, every week you're going training, you've never been to a game, and she's playing games, or he's playing games, and you've never been. And every time they look around, they see other fathers, other mothers, and sometimes they feel like, yo, like, wish. You know what I mean? Wish. So, I don't think he's going to be a comedian, though. Not from what I know. Unless, with me, it was an accident, so I don't know. Unless it's going to be an accident for him down the line.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
How did you then decide? I know it's through people saying you're funny, but what made you take that leap? Belief within yourself, because a lot of people nowadays struggle from believing in themselves, because they think, my friend's gonna like it, oh, I'm not gonna be good enough. But you took that faith and belief in because it comes natural. I know you came about because you're doing a rant and people liked it. But how did you take? I'm gonna with the drive. Because at the time you didn't have family like you do now.
Yeah.
So what drove you to start?
You know, as I said, it's an accident. It literally is an accident. I never had any intentions of being a comedian at any point in my life. Some people say that even when I did start doing it, there's people who know me like, never have you as somebody who funny or, you know what I mean, like that. So even things like that, no one expected it. But it was just, as I said, it was accident. Was doing some video ranting, and it's just people kept commenting, said, yo, try this. Why you don't do stand-up? Why you don't do stand-up? And it's like, stand-up? And, you know, try it. You know what I mean? Sometimes just try it. I'm a very confident person. You know what I mean? I'm very confident and I'm brave. So if I try something and it don't work, it don't work. You know what I mean? But at least I try. So I tried it, and yeah, God willing, it carried on, and, you know, coming up, 8-9 years, still doing it.
And you relevant, you current.
You have to be, you know what I mean? In this game, you cannot sit around and get too complacent. You cannot sit around and just feel like, oh yeah, I have achieved this, I achieved that now. My name's good. Especially because of social media, is like, social media is like chewing gum. You know what I mean? Like, you know, chewing gum, you chew it, after a while you spit it out. It's like, done with that, need the next one. It's not long lasting. So social media is like that. If you give them one thing, it cannot last forever. You have to be continuously going. When I just started, I was having this conversation with a comedian that I manage, Kyra Gray. And I was speaking to her the other day because she's starting up now. She's been doing comedy for a while, and I'm telling her to get more active on social media. You know what I mean? I'm trying to mentor her into what to do and what type of videos and how to be. And obviously she has to do her own style, but I give my advice on what I did. Because yes, I was, especially in the UK, I can definitely put my hands to say I was, yes, probably the first, if not the first comedian doing videos on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, there weren't many. There was hardly anyone doing it because it's 15 seconds. People,
and that was harder.
Yeah, come on, 15 seconds. You have to, sometimes you have to do some videos and you think, all right, I need to do this, the middle, and the end. All right, but I need to say this, and it was very hard, but it was good practice. So now, what I was saying is that when I started, it's like I was doing like probably 2-3 videos per day in my first year and a half. Constantly. There wasn't,
every day?
Yeah, there wasn't a day where I didn't do a video. So my routine was, all right, boom, take my son to school in the morning, do the school run. Once I drop him off from school run, I'll do a rant on the car in the drive back home. When I get home, do what I need to do a skit video, whether it's a mother or a father video or Jamaican type of video, do a video, post the video. School run again, another rant on the way. This wasn't like planned though. It was just how it felt to do. I just felt like, yo, may I do this? I had time to do it, let me do it. My thing is, if I have time to do something, why don't I just do something? Why sit around and doing nothing is not gonna have any impact on your life. You know, some people just sit down and like, oh yeah, sure, kill 2 hours. Doing what? Nothing. Yeah. So I tried to be active, so I was constantly posting. Over time, obviously, I'm starting to stand up as well, so it's like, wasn't having enough time to do every day, so I was starting to maybe do 4 videos, 5 videos a week. There's some days that you just do videos, like I had no set timing when I post, I just post. And that was a good thing for me, not sitting thinking, oh, let me only post at this time, because some people do that. Yeah. For me, it was a good thing because what it allowed me to do when I was posting early in the morning and midday and then later in the evening is that I'm getting all different time zones. So it helped my fan base grow in Canada, in America, and all these other places. So over years, it's just that I just kept going, videos non-stop, even to today, like weekly, 4 videos max. You get me? Like minimum, 4 videos minimum.
Yeah, because you're active.
Yeah, but you have to, because you have to be consistent. easily people forget about you and it'll be the next thing that comes along.
So you think your resilience come from growing up back home because it was tougher there than it is now? Because I believe a lot of us, even as adults and as kids in the UK, we're very much protected by just life in general. Like, we don't know hardship, we don't know resilience. We got everything at our fingertips.
True.
Not saying it's a bad thing, which is a good thing. Obviously, we wish the same for our kids.
Yeah.
But we don't have, I see kids that don't have that resilience. The minute you say no to them, they just give up.
Yeah.
Start crying. So would you say your resilience attributes a lot to how you grew up back home?
Could be. I haven't really looked into it as in depth as that to see. Maybe it could be, but yeah, possibly could play a part because, you know, at the age of 14, 15, you know, my mother and my father weren't together from I was like 5 or 6, I think. 5 or 6. So they would live separate. But then, so when they were making their own decisions, it's like sometimes at times it felt like I was bringing up myself at times anyway, you know what I mean? Because it naturally, in Jamaica, them things that kind of happen a lot. But when my father decided that because my mother left Jamaica at one point when I was about 13, 14, and then my father said he's going to come to England for a little while, you know what I mean? He said he's going to go to England for about a year. He won't be back to Jamaica for a while. He has a lot of things to sort out. I'm like, cool, I go stay. Yeah, because I don't want to come to England. I was like, yo, England enough for me. You know what I mean? England enough for me. Yeah, too cold. I love my life. Yeah, so this is home. This is where I've been for the last 14 years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to come to England. So I stayed. And then I was there, and it's kind of like, all right, I'm here. I wasn't just by myself. I was living with one of his friends who also work on the sound system. And I kind of was taking over the role of taking care of the sound system. So from a young age, I'm learning about taking bookings and paying people and managing the sound. We need new records. We need new needles, speakers blown. We need new tweeters, wires, like repairs. The truck needs maintenance. So I was learning this from a young age, you know what I mean? And learning how to manage a business. You know what I mean? So from then, I've taken care of myself, because whatever we earn, I'm also getting paid from it. So that could play a part, because even when I came here, it's like I was very independent. You know what I mean? Even though I went to selling drugs, it's still me going out there to get my money. I'm not relying on my mother or my father. I'm going to get it myself. You know what I mean? So I feel could play a part for why could maybe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And even to the point where we fast forward you now running your own comedy show, because you then psychologically came up with a concept of paying the comedians first.
Yeah.
Before they performed.
Facts.
Genius.
I didn't. Yeah, because when I came into the comedy game, yeah, it's like, and the silly thing is, yeah, like, sometimes before I used to be very bothered and very annoyed that I don't get the accolades or the credits or the recognition that I should be getting. But a lot of the comedians should really really reflect and say, yo, you know what, big up to Yardie, because Yardie changed the game for us. Facts, like all of them. They because when I came in the game, promoters were literally, it's abusing comedians. Yeah, abusing comedians. They would book comedians, they would do a show. 300 people be in the show. The highest paid per person probably getting 200, 250, 300 pounds. Yeah, that's like £1 per person.
And he's selling out
and
for
you're
20,
selling like 20, 25 pound a ticket. How is a man coming on stage performing and leaving with 50 pound in his pocket? It's like, you know what I mean? So when I came in the game, obviously back then I was selling drugs as well. So it's like I was making money. So when promoters are saying, oh, I have 80 pound for you, I'm like, what?
What's 80 pounds?
Yeah, but like, no, like I don't need it. That's the problem, is that I could say I don't need it. And that's what I had to realize after a while, is that because I was trying to break down to comedians from early, they saw that in me as well. That's probably why when I just started, there was a lot of, some people didn't like me, some people did like me. This is promoters and comedians. And maybe it's because I just came in the game, but I'm already suggesting what should be done and what shouldn't be done. I was like, hold on, we've been doing this for a while now. Like, you just relax, you're just here. I'm like, all right, cool. I went and did my own thing, but I remember like even looking at shows like Hackney Empire, Catford, O2 Indigo. We're talking thousands of people, over 2,000 in Indigo. Hackney, 15 or 1,400 people. And again, there's comedians still getting paid £50, £100. The highest paid one might get £500 in 2,000 people. So we're talking like 25 people per person or something. Like, you understand when you break it down? Obviously, venue costs, promotion, all these things that goes into it as well.
But we're not even including the drink money they're making.
But that's what I'm saying. But overall, profit-wise, you promoters had a budget for comedy. So it's like a promoter would run a show and say, all right, I'm going to run a show. The venue hold 400, 500 people. The higher cost is that. This is the cost. All right, my budget for comedians is going to be 1,500. And I want to get 6 comedians for 1,500. So you already know 1,500 is probably going to book one headliner, pay them a 500, get a host, pay them 300, 800. We're talking what left? 700. And then with the 700 now he's going to try get £100 comedian, £50 comedian, 150, 200. You know what I mean? And that's it. No. So when I came in the game, I started doing my own shows. And the reason why I did my own shows, I'm big up to the promoters, because they pushed me to do my own shows. Because of conversations when it came to booking me. When it came to booking me, it's like, you just came in the game. Nah, man, we can't pay them money there for a newcomer. Like, normally a newcomer is just expenses. We pay your travel expenses. I'm like, cool, I travel from Jamaica, innit? Check how much the flights are, innit? I think they're about £800 right now. So that's even more than what I'm asking you for, you get me? And they were like, nah. I'm like, cool, innit? Just don't worry then. Then it was like, yo, but how we work is we book our headliner, our host, we book people who we know are like gonna guarantee laughters. We know they're not the biggest names, but they're gonna get us laughs. And then we have the open acts. Like, we can't be paying you their money that we don't even pay headliners that. And I'm like, cool. Then I don't know, he said the only way we could pay them money there is if we're gonna guarantee bums and seats and them type of talk. Then I said, listen, it's cool. I hear what you're saying. I'm not hungry, so I'm cool. You get me? And it's not like me being arrogant or anything. It's just I knew my value from early. You understand? You have to respect yourself. So when after that, I was like, all right, cool. Start doing my own shows. They were selling out everywhere. Everywhere I go, I sell out. Birmingham, Nottingham, Cardiff. No, not Cardiff. Sorry, I'm not. Bristol, Sheffield. Everywhere I go, they must sell out. So when I start doing the shows now, I'm booking comedians. And I'll call them and I'll be like, yo, I want to book you for a show. What's your fee? And they'll be like, tell me the fee. And I'll be like, all right, cool. And they'll be like, huh?
No negotiation, no nothing. Just
they're surprised.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, I get what they do. It's like if you originally want £100, you're gonna tell a promoter 150.
Yeah.
Or 120, hoping that he say, I only had 80. I do it for bills. When they tell me the fee, I was like, cool, whatever. I know all of them were surprised. They turned up, all of them, when they turn up to my shows, as soon as they reach, 1 minute, here you go, here's your envelope. Like, what's this? You pay. And you're gonna, brother, when you finish, if you want to leave, you leave. You know what I mean?
You're too busy anyway.
Yeah, I had comedians give me back the money and say, no, pay me after. Like more.
More the comedian, yeah.
Give me back the money. And I said, no, pay me after I done my job. And like, they weren't used to that. I'm like, I'd rather just pay people because you had your money now. You know what I mean? You turn up to do the job, that's it. You're here to perform now. After the show, I don't need to be you don't need to be looking for me. You know what I mean? Here you go. Because there's been situations where after shows, promoters are still it's like, what I understand is like, you perform, right? And you come off now, and you stand up beside the promoter, and it's like, why am I still waiting? Like, you're supposed to just say, oh, come here and pay me, right? Or as soon as I come off, give me the envelope. I shouldn't even have to ask you. There's been situations where you're waiting around, and it's like the promoter, I think, yo, what may I wait for?
Yeah.
Me not part of your promotional team, or where you wait me to clean up the place too? No, real talk. And it's like, I don't get that. So, you know, I make sure I did that. And also, where I was asking for a higher fee than what more people were asking for, what has happened over the years, it has now allowed a lot of comedians now to be paid properly. So before, when comedians will be thinking, yo, I got £100 tonight, whoa, what? Bro, like, you're an entertainer. Yeah, without a comedian, there's no comedy show. Yeah, so don't let these promoters take the piss, because this is what they do. They will sit and just like how can I say, like, rinse the market, rinse you over and over and over again. Ah, man.
Which is true, because I believe in any industry, especially your industry, entertainment is very vital to humanity. We need to be entertained, we need to be laughed. But I think the people at the very top, such as yourself, need to get paid higher.
Fact.
Because if you guys get paid higher, the newcomer
gets paid. That's it.
There is no ifs, no buts. But I find, I was having a conversation with one of my friends. He's a DJ. You know, he's saying, like, the DJs leading the game, they need to push up their weight. You know, what's happening? Because the DJs at the top, they're not charging enough, so they're getting all the bookings. And when the underneath guys come in, they're getting like £50, £80, £150.
I know. I booked a DJ the other day, and he told me his fee, and I actually put on top, and he's like, huh?
Yeah.
He's surprised. I'm like, yeah, brother, that come on, you're a big man, you have children. Like, this is the problem. It's like, people have an issue when people charge a certain amount of money and feel, oh, why is him charging a lot of money? But you can do the same. If we all had, I actually, this is what I'm saying. When I first started, I even had a meeting with comedians. I'm like, yo, listen, if you feel like this is your level on a show, it should be a minimum this. If you feel this is your level, it should be a minimum this. Like, because if I'm putting my price here, but all your price here, then you're forever gonna get down here. I will do what I'm continue to get bookings, because what I'm doing is I'm keeping myself relevant. I'm keeping myself consistent. I'm building up my own fan base, so I don't need to rely on bookings. And that's something that a lot of comedians needed to learn as well, is that you have to build up your own fan base. So you're somebody. So when you're doing your own shows, or when you ask for certain money, you know, but I got my own people that will come to see me wherever I go. You know, again, I hear with the promoters, because obviously doing shows as well, I see two sides, but still pay a man an honest day's work. You understand what I mean? He's an entertainer at the end of the day. Did your audience laugh? Yes, they did. So pay them properly.
And you sort out.
Yeah, man.
So I guess with you, you are, I would say, a natural helper. You are a connector, and you help people. Because I say this, we're going to jump on one of the beautiful acts you did the other day. Is you did a 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
24 hours
spin
fundraiser, and everyone passed through.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
That was beautiful. And how much money did you end up raising? Because
I think in the end it was like about 12K. I think it was.
Because last time I checked it was about around 10, so you got 12K. That's
amazing. Rounded off to about 12. I think it was.
Wow, that is amazing on it. And you've always been there. Even when we first met, I could see you just stepped in to help, and you don't want anything. You don't want anything. How important do you think it is to give without expecting anything in return?
You know what? Yeah, like, I don't know how other people are, but for me, it's just, like I said to you, like, if I have time and I can give the time, it costs me nothing to do. Do you understand? Like, even with the St. Vincent situation, it was more like me bringing awareness to these situations. What does that take from me? It takes nothing from me. To me, just post something. I have over 500,000 people follow me on Instagram. So if there's a bad situation that I've seen, why not just all right, screenshot that, post that, write it, and I can go about the rest of my day. You know what I mean? But I brought awareness to it. I feel like there's a lot of us with big platforms that it's like for me, as an entertainer, I find it hard to always be like, yo, buy tickets to my comedy show. Buy tickets for this, buy tickets for that. I got a show coming up. Buy tickets, buy tickets, buy tickets. There's so many people in this world, we don't know what they're going through. You don't know what help you can do. But the simple little things of bringing awareness to certain situations can help people. So even like when I look at it, without people, we as entertainers have nothing. So if we're not helping people, how do we always expect to want from them? And that's, I feel a lot of entertainers do it, not just in comedy, in the world. They're just very self-centered. And yes, they're superstars. Yes, they're famous. But without people, you're not famous. Without people, you're not superstar. Without people, your concerts are not going to sell. Your books are not going to sell. Your DVDs, whatever, they're not going to sell without people. If you can help people in some way. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, you don't know what they're doing in silence and behind doors. That's true. I don't. I do things behind doors as well. But awareness is a different situation. It's bringing the awareness to the situation. Since then, there was a hurricane that passed through Barbados as well. You know what I mean? Recent.
I see you put it up there.
Yeah.
Check on
Jamaica as well. And it's like just me just saying, yo, check on your people them. Because some people in the foreign, as we call it, England, are oblivious to some things that are going on back home. But they will be like, yeah, my granny live at Barbados. You know, say granny roof gone. There was a hurricane. Check. A simple check. You get me? So me bringing awareness and doing good is not something that I look back for to get anything back from it. I mean, like, down the line, you know what I mean, they always say, yo, your blessings will come back again. So, you know, it is what it is. I just do it because I have a clean heart, a good heart. And yeah, I just know how it probably would feel if you're not in that. If you know, just one little appreciation, little support here and there where you can.
No, we thank you for that. And I always tell people, you can tell who's come up to the level where you are from, lack of better words, the streets. If certain people come to the streets, they don't forget.
Yeah.
It's in us. We understand loyalty, we understand value, we understand looking after each other and support. Some, not all, most of us, some people are just like, I've made it now, I'm better than you.
Yeah, man, them gone, them not care, man.
Yeah.
Them not business.
Good luck to you all.
Yeah.
That. So talking about helping, you are doing this amazing thing at the moment, which you're raising awareness once again. Health, this time it's on health.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about that. How important is that? Because you swear by it and it's working.
Yeah, man. It is very important. Your health is very important, man. Basically, you know, during the lockdown, gain a lot of weight, man. A lot of weight. I think majority of the country did during the lockdown. It was, you know, just at home. There's nothing else to do. You're just in your house, cooking, snacking. There's nothing to do, you get me? And then, you know, you just pile on the weight, and I had to make a change, man. And then one of my friends did this detox thing. It's called the Great Black Detox. And he was like, he's a big guy. And I was like, yo, you drop a lot of weight. And he was like, yeah, he told me what it was. And then he put me in contact with the people, and I was speaking to them, and they were breaking it down and saying, listen, it's not a weight loss detox. It's a cleansing for your body. It's like, you know, you're going to get rid of all the bad toxins. You're going to cleanse yourself and restart. That's what it's about. And I was like, okay. And he's like, but the good side and the downside, depending on what it is you want, you do lose weight. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to try it. So it was like 14 days detox where you cannot eat any food at all. So some people be like, oh, it's just starving, it's a water fast. No, because with a water fast, most time you do it for like 3-4 days. You don't do it for 14 days.
And it's not healthy. Water fast
It's
is
not
not
healthy. No, exactly. With this now, it's a detox and you get the supplements. So you get like these 4 bottles of drops. One you use to make a structure water. So you drop it into some water. You can have lime in your water. You can have lemon. You can also drink coconut water and spring water. And you can also put salt in your water if just to get a different taste. But it's a certain salt. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, so and then the next 3 drops that you have, you just put half of the tube underneath your tongue of each of them in the morning, afternoon, and evening time. Just like lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner. But you put them underneath your tongue and you hold them there for like 5 minutes because it allows them to get into your bloodstream, because apparently under your tongue, that's the way they go in. And then when you hold them there, after a while, you realize that there's not much left because it's soaked in. These supplements are all natural herbs from the ground. There's nothing, no chemicals or nothing like that. And these give your body all the nutrients that it needs to survive without having food. So it basically is giving you what food would give you, but without all the bad stuff. You understand? So, the first 3 days of doing it was difficult because you're getting used to not eating. After that, you just come normal and you start realizing, all right, I'm going to bed early. I'm not having restless sleeps. I'm waking up early and I feel refreshed. I'm not eating food and I don't feel like I want food. I just miss the idea of eating.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it was just the idea of eating. And, after 14 days, it was crazy because, I lost over a stone in weight. I feel a lot more healthier. And since then, I've just been on a more healthier journey, eating a lot more better. Training now in the gym, so taking care of myself. Because,
Yeah, I see you're training hard.
You have to look after your health, man. Trust, man. Your health is the most important thing, man. No matter how much money in the world you can have, if you don't have good health, man, it don't mean nothing. You understand? We've seen many people, I see people lose their life, pass away, and they're unhealthy, but they have everything. Take care of yourself, man. Trust me, man. We have to be careful of the food we're consuming.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Well done. I'll definitely be checking it out. Going back to Instagram, your videos. How do you come up with the concepts?
Boy, it all depends on what video, because
They're talking about mostly the chicken ones.
People
the
just send
chicken
me
ones,
stuff.
they are. Do you sit down and write it, or do you
No,
just?
no.
Because I'm like, damn.
No, is it get to a stage where even sometimes I say, all right, I'm not doing no more chicken video, I'm not doing no more video with food, like there's nothing else for me to talk about.
But each one is still just as entertaining.
Exactly, because each one is like, if it's a bad food,
they kill me.
if it's a bad food, it's like, I can't believe I'm still being surprised on how bad food is, how bad people are still making food. Now recently I've been doing good food. I've been reviewing some videos of people making good, proper food. And again, it's like, people love them, but I'm being genuine when I watch these videos. So what I do is, like, when I see a video or a picture of something, some days I would do it the same day. Sometimes I will look at it and just remember it. And then, spend the day, like even driving, just thinking about that video. All right, cool. Yeah, cool. Say this, say that. Say this, say that, say that. And before I used to do, what I used to do before is I'd film. So I'd film, stop, maybe look at the picture again, film, stop. Now, just one time film and just say what I want to say about that picture.
And you already got the video or picture in your head.
Yeah. Sometimes I will play the video at the same time, so you're getting a natural reaction as well. So, do it different ways.
No, they're amazing. Please don't stop.
I would.
Carry on. So I want now, as a comedian, how do you become a comedian? Because there's a lot of, I think I'm funny. These guys are always laughing at me.
Well, I'm quiet.
I don't know why you're turning your head around like that.
Still wait for laugh, right? No, comedians.
See, they're laughing. I don't know if I think they're laughing at you right now.
I'm laughing at you. The difference when people laugh at you and laugh
with you.
It's a difference. So laughing at what you're doing or saying.
So you guys always laughing at me. Okay, I get it now.
Could be that's the case. To be a comedian, I don't know, because as I said, it's not something I knew I was gonna do. It was an accident for me. I don't feel like, I know I've seen comedy schools and stuff like that. I've seen people say, "Oh, learn to be a stand-up." I'm like, I would like to still meet somebody who's done that. I don't know anybody who's been to a comedy school. Like, I'm willing to see. If somebody know anybody, just tell me, yeah, but this person. I'm like, oh, wow. But can I don't know if I can teach somebody to be a comedian, but I could teach somebody who wants to be a comedian maybe to tell a joke, if that makes sense. Because there's ways how you express jokes, there's ways how you tell jokes, there's people, there's like storytellers. So storyteller comedians, they will tell you a story. It could be about their life, and you know, you engage in them. It might not be continuously laughing throughout the story, but there's a build up, and at the end they have a big punchline to the story, which makes you laugh. But sometimes, you know, you have then you have like how can I say, like the ones who just tells you jokes. It's just straight jokes. There's no relevance to them. It's just a joke. Like, you know, it's like throwaway ones. It's not that well thought of type of thing. It's just a joke. Then you have the ranting ones as well, who just rant funnily. What they're saying is hilarious. You have expression comedians that are very expressive when they tell jokes. Animated comedians as well that use the whole stage. So there's loads of different ones, you know what I mean? And some people can do many different styles. Some people do mostly this, mostly that. I don't know how to tell somebody to be a comedian. It's either you can, because there's many people who in a room, I have friends who sit in, you think I'm funny, we sit in a room and I'm quiet. My brethren make we laugh till next week. We just a continuous laugh. Put him on stage, it might not be the same. You know what I mean? So, because it's different. When you banter with your friends, we can banter, we can tell a joke, because the banter, you know what I mean, it's that we can see. But when you have to stand in front of a room and you don't have your friends to banter with,
there's no energy.
You understand? Yeah.
Wow. So sticking with business, I asked this question of set, and the answer you gave me, I was very, very blown away and surprised. So I'm going to include it in this one. Most of your recent videos for a very long time, and it's everything you do for a very long time, your hats are non-branded. Why is that?
I like them non-branded. No, you know, I used to wear branded hats. There was a few people that used to send me hats. Even my brethren, Steve, or the Madman, I used to wear his Spartan hats quite a lot. And people, everywhere I go, people used to ask me, where you get the hats? Obviously, I don't think he makes them anymore, but what happened is I like the plain hats because it's just plain, there's nothing to it, but also it allows me to, if I do want to start branding stuff or doing some kind of deal with something, it's like people will notice it then, because all of a sudden, his hats, it stands out today. Why is it? What's different? Oh, there's the hat. So I do think about these things for the future, because I feel like it's very important. So I have quite a few. I actually need to get a new white one. But yeah, that's the real reason why.
Who knows? It could be, sort out a deal where you wear FK studio hat. Ladies and gentlemen, watch out. White Yardie be wearing an FK studio hat. Don't know what the fee will go like, but remember, he likes helping people, so we're going to work something out.
People, I'm telling you something. You see, is as a matter of fact, see, branding in general, yeah, you have to make your brand be able to appeal worldwide. You have to, like, there's too many people that think of their brand, but they're not thinking about it like on a bigger scale. They only think about it just here, right now. Like, even when I have people, for the years, people will say, yo, I got a clothing brand, can I send you some clothes? And you post a video. And even that is like, I have a business. How is it you just gonna give me clothes and expect me to post? Would you go anywhere else? And you know what I mean? It's like you have to spend money to make money. So so by me promoting, you have to be able. If you haven't got money for promotion, then it cannot work. Clothes cannot pay my bills. Like when you send me the clothes, I can't go pay my light bill and my water bill. You say, yo, say a t-shirt, I'm gonna get it. You understand what I mean? So people need to understand when you approach people with ideas or wanting to promote your business, at least make the suggestion that don't just feel like, oh, can I send you a hat and you promote it for me? People do that, generally do that, and I find that insulting because why? Well, you wouldn't do it to anybody else. You understand? But also you have people who said, let me give you some clothes, and you be like, ah, cool, and then give you clothes, and you look upon it, it says, oh, making money, get money, money enough. That's not a brand. It's not a clothing. It's just a t-shirt with words on it. It's not a brand. Yeah, there's no logo. It's just words printed on a t-shirt. Anybody can do that. You cannot even get that copyrighted. Yeah, like you cannot. Like, come on. So people need to think outside the box. So even with me, I would never. I don't think I would do. I do merch. When I do shows, when I'm touring, I'll print t-shirts. I'll have white Yardie, and even that. Like, it's only my manager, you know, like who kind of, not say force, but encourage me to do certain things because he's from Canada. So he works with a lot of American comedians and he sees how they work. After shows, if you want a picture with Michael Blackson, you have to buy a t-shirt. That's the only way. You can't just stand there. Me, after shows, I was standing to take a picture with 1,000 people if they want to. Because I'm just like, you came out to see me, innit? Like, I don't mind. When I was doing the tours in Canada, and we started, and he was like, yeah, we're going to print some merch. I'm like, all right, cool. And I don't charge people to buy. If they want to buy, they buy. They still can have a picture with me if they want. I don't do that. But he started putting like white Yardie and he put my face and I'm like, brother, just put white Yardie and put my face. Who want my face on there? And you know what I mean? Funny enough, those were the highest selling ones with the one with the face. People were buying pictures for me just to sign. And I'm like, that's mad. But I would never ever bring a brand out called White Yardie. It just don't make sense. Like, it's a merch. I would want I think I said it off camera, I would want my brand to be able to be bought anywhere in the world. And I could be in that room with somebody wear my brand and they would even know that's White Yardie's brand. It has no
affiliation.
Yeah, that's what I mean? Because then it appeals to more people. Because you might have somebody who hate you but who wouldn't wear your name.
That's true.
But then you do a nice thing and then your worst enemy will buy your clothes and you start laugh. Say, watch it. You hate me, boy, you spend money with me, you don't even know. Trust me, man.
No, that is beautiful. Thank you for that. I think, so before we move on to the next question, because you touched on it, a lot of people don't understand this when it comes to business. What is the difference, in your opinion, between a brand and merchandise?
Well, like the merchandise is always going to be subjected to that person or whatever it is happening at the time. It's like, and after a while, that merchandise is outdated. Because if you're doing a tour and the tour is called COVID Can't Stop Me Tour.
I like that.
It only works till COVID done and that tour is done. Obviously, people keep them, they're collectible, but you cannot continue to make them again and again and again because it's like, yeah, COVID's over 20 years ago. Like, we don't need it no more. The brand now is bigger because the brand is not just merch now. The brand can be associated with the merch because you can still throw in your brand into the merch, but the brand is bigger, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't have to be merch. Your brand could be a phone case. Well, the phone case can be merch, but it could be like a brand is bigger in the sense of it can be more to it in terms of you can have a event with your brand as well, which is not associated to your merch, which is White Yardie. I could have my brand, for instance, I just use a name, hopefully don't get taken or anything like that, but just say the brand's called Hat. Just say Hat, for example, Hat. But Hat is now doing a full clothing line. He's doing shoes, or he's doing chains, he's doing bracelets, he's doing watches, he's then now Hat nightclub, Hat restaurant. Do you understand what I mean? It's like that's a brand. Merchandise is only going to be subjected to the tour or to a show or to an individual promoting something. You know what I mean? Like that's it. So the brand is bigger. It has a more worldwide appeal to it.
So basically, guys, think of something that's bigger than your postcode.
Yeah.
Bigger than London, bigger than UK, worldwide, but most importantly, make it timeless.
And I'm not saying your name cannot work, you know, but you have to have a good name.
Like Francis Koh.
You have to have a good name, like Versace is actually somebody, is the name.
Yeah.
You know, Giuseppe, all of these brands out there, you know, Valentina, they're actually names. But you can't just have a standard name or any basic name and feel like it don't make sense.
That's a message to you up and coming new parents soon to be. When you pick on a name, think of a brand name for your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I actually had a friend who was doing a brand, you know, and he was gonna use his last name. And I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember what it was, but even just the writing of it, I was like, that
could work.
That could work because it's not like a name like when we know yours. It's your last name when we didn't even know your last name. Yeah. But the last name sounds so like Italian, French. You had designer name. You can't just come with a simple little name, brother. Like nobody no wants simple name, man.
That's true, guys. Yeah. Put thoughts into it. Francis Koh, I think Francis Koh. We might need to, visit that drawing board. No.
What's that, your name?
Yeah. Stop it.
Imagine I walk the road with Francis. Francis? Big Francis. Francis. Who's Francis? Francis sound like... Stop here, man.
Go on, no, don't stop.
I swear Francis is like a woman's name.
It's unisex.
Francis is like a proper old American woman name. Francis. Francis or Francine.
This is not making it into the show, guys.
I actually grew up with a woman named Francine. Francine. Yeah, Francine. Remember Francine?
His nickname is Francois.
Francois.
He should use that one in it, my bad.
Nah, Francois. Yeah, Francis Koh? Is this it?
Yeah.
My man just having big name, Francis Koh. You couldn't even style it, man. FK. Why? For that you run with it in about it. How much hot you sell?
Any future comedian...
You do clothes? You do clothing? Or is it just hats?
Just hats.
You sell any?
Of course.
Apart from family.
I actually don't sell them to family. I don't sell them to family and friends.
So, them gear just...
No, do you know why I don't sell...
You know your hat them there?
Do you know why
Have you seen anybody buy your hat and wear your hat?
Yeah, quite a few.
No, I don't mean like when them just buy it, them put it on. I mean like them buy it and then you actually see them out and be like, yeah, or...
I haven't really seen them as such because I only started, a month ago?
Oh, so you have time. You have time to turn back. Not that far.
No more comedians are allowed to come on this show.
Francis Koh.
That is a given.
Francis. Your hats actually might work now. Like
I know where it's going with this.
It's summertime now.
Yeah.
So people might need a hat just to throw up on them head. Yeah, they might just shoot quick throw on their head and go on out there.
Oh Lord.
Sometimes you don't even care where you just trade. But yeah, is it the what's on the hat? Is this on the hat?
Yeah.
And that as well?
Yeah.
So you really put the
real.
Right. You have to believe yourself. You have to believe.
Listen.
We have one here?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a joke.
Yeah.
In big green as well. You really this look like anybody who buys this hat is gonna be called Francis. This looks like when you buy a hat and you get it custom made and you put your name on it as well. Like I wouldn't relate these two. I wouldn't relate the F and the unhappy smiley face. This is man's logo. You know? Be respectful. This is the man's logo that he's running with. But this come on, this look like, you know, back in the day people used to go Nike and get them ID trainers and then put them name on it. Anybody wearing this, you're going to be called Francine. Francis. Francis Koh. Okay. How many you buy? I hope it's not a lot.
No, the question is how many have I sold?
Hopefully it's not a lot. There'll be a lot of Francis out there right now. And if they're watching this, then definitely thinking, oh God.
All right, listen. Everyone that bought that Francis Koh hat, return it to me. I'll give you a new one. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the Francis Koh, but you still have the logo. How about that?
About 2 people. That's why you say nobody who sells a large amount of quantity of hats is ever gonna say, bring me back the 100 that me sell. I'm gonna replace it with 100 new one. Cause him only sell 2 or 1, him confidently say, yeah, bring back the 2. Grandmother and grandfather, bring them back. Cause you know grandparents very supportive, you know. They're like, oh, me see him, I try a little thing, me support him. Me buy one of him a hat. Me don't wear it though. You know, you hat them just sit down there. You know you have to collect dust. Yo, right now them hat there, yeah, so when you keep hat for too long, them start get dust on it. Yeah. Big up yourself, bro.
We got 6 different colors.
You have 6 different colors. But you. Man say we have 6 different colors and you have the 6 different. Make 7, you can wear one every day of the week.
Oh my gosh.
Man say him have 6 different colors. Wow. So that for the people, like we're saying about branding, the logo not too bad. It's okay. It have a tribal feel to it. The logo. It does. It have like a tribal look to it, like a symbol. So you know it's not too bad. But when you do that, not for me. Sorry, not for me. It's not for me. So think about your name, yeah. Think about your name.
Listen.
Look at your name and say, yo, your name Bill. No, come out with it. Look on Bill Gates. Bill Gates don't even put Bill Gates in it out there. Man come with something different.
Oh man, you're killing me.
Facebook. Man never come with Tom book. Man come with Facebook. Man change it up. And every name for be a brand. And every name. As a matter of fact, I don't even think anybody, even P. Diddy realize say yo, him name now work, but he come with Sean Combs. That was the quickest and fastest selling and gone, just done. When last I see Sean Combs, Diddy Combs, or whatever one name. Nobody not bring out nothing, man. Look on Kevin Hart. Even Kevin Hart didn't even come out and bring out Hart, this, Hart, that. You work with people. You have to think about your name, man. If your name is not there, then...
I'm crying. Listen, that is what I'm going to say, constructive criticism on my... No more comedian. All right, listen. 2 more questions I got for you. First question is this.
Don't bring out t-shirts.
No.
I bet you plan to bring out t-shirts. You didn't plan to bring out t-shirts?
I will. I actually got t-shirts.
What, for match the hats?
Yeah. Can we leave me alone, please? You know what I feel like right now?
That generation is gone. That's like back in the days things, man.
You know what I feel like?
What brand you have on right now?
This is Cruisen.
See, you don't even believe in your own brand. You didn't wear yours.
I'm going to tell you why.
Right,
I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
I didn't want FK there, and FK there.
Why not? But you want Francis everywhere.
Yeah, but this is a very good brand. So what I do?
But probably is.
What
I don't know. What did you say it was called?
Kusen.
I don't even know what that is.
It means kissing.
So it's not someone's name.
No.
See it? Would you wear, if that said Karen, it looked like a Karen too, you know. It should say not Karen. Would you wear a top say Karen? Would you wear a top that says Karen?
No.
I'm just saying. What if you said Karen Cole?
I just want to move on. I can't even move on my own show now.
Alright, go on. I'm just.
You know what I feel like, Yardie?
Oh.
I feel like, I've never experienced it, but I don't like it. I feel like one of those guys that got to a comedy show and they sit right at the front and they just get roasted.
Well, you're
Like,
there right at the front.
That's what I feel like.
Wow.
I feel like, okay, let's compose.
You asked about my playing hat.
That's true. All right, so, we're good. So, White Yardie, you come a long way, from Jamaica to here, achieved extraordinary things. The way you've changed the game, you invented the game, you break boundaries, you bring new ideas, you connect people, you're always helping people. Is there anything that you regret? What regrets do you have in your career?
No, man, I have no regrets. No. Because you learn from all your mistakes. So, if you don't make mistakes, you can't learn. So people feel like mistakes are bad things. You learn from them. You get me? You come out a better person. So, for me, no regrets. Everything I've ever done, I've always had, I did it feeling something good will come from it. And if it never come from it and it come across in a good way, then I reflect and say, in future I won't do that. So I don't regret anything. Trust me, nothing. You don't regret things in life. You get me? Think before you do things, definitely. Definitely. But, can make you a better person by reflecting back on your mistakes.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Finally, I want to finish off with this.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to any young person out there who are finding it difficult to embark on what they believe is what they're destined to do?
I would say, listen, man, just be honest with whatever you're doing. Whatever you believe in and whatever you want to achieve. And I know like some people say, them have these cliche lines where you can be anything you want to be and you can do. No, you cannot be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. No, you cannot do anything you want to do. Let's be real about it. There's only so much somebody can do. You cannot tell somebody who who cannot sing that you can be the best singer in the world. You cannot sing. So when you say these things, we have to be real with it. Be honest to yourself first. Reflect and look at yourself and think to yourself, all right, what am I actually capable of? Let's be real. I know guys out there still doing rap. Yeah? Them in them 40s, coming up to 50s, and them still doing music. Brother, it's not happening. Let's face it. You're rapping about things where you're not doing nothing. You need to start rap about pension and taking a nap during the day. Because your time is, you know what I mean? Like, we have to be real. I feel like education is good. It is very good. But for young people, I feel like, funny enough, I've been having this conversation even with my partner recently, is that education is good, but the schools, I don't feel, are teaching the kids really what they need to be teaching them. There's too many children come out of school, and when they come out of school, they don't know what to do. They then go into colleges because it's an extra 2 years, 3 years, whatever, something to do. They just pick any thing, go in college. They actually don't care about the actual. There's some out there that do, but there's some that don't. Some go on to uni, go uni for 2-3 years, end up in JD working with a big diploma, big this, big that. Because they you know what I mean? They're just doing it for the sake of doing it. When you break down these things, yeah, is that I look on it like, if you have a talent, and you have a natural talent, embrace it, yeah? Embrace it, keep working at it, keep going, but set yourself time and deadlines. If you haven't hit something by a certain time, realistic set times as well. Don't say, by next week I want to be a millionaire. You have to be realistic, yeah? So say young people, set yourself goals and work towards those goals. And every time you achieve that goal, you set another goal. Because that's what I do. I always set myself goals and more goals. And when I hit one, all right, what's next? The next one. I also feel like children should learn more about business, learn more about finances, learn more about mortgage, learn more about getting credit, good credit, these things, because they don't teach us in school. And when they go off to college and uni, that's when they start doing foolishness, because, oh, I'm at an age now where I can get a loan, get this, get that, get credit card, get this, boom, boom, boom. Next minute, you know, you have all these young people in so much debt. And that's why when they finish uni, most of them are struggling, because then they want to have to pay back uni loans, they have to pay back this, pay back that. I look on things like, say a young person leaves school 16, 17, and you go straight in to get a job, any job, doesn't matter, any job. You go get a job. And you work until you're 25, so you're working for like 7 years. Your parents, you know, you're not going to put pressure on you. Most parents don't really want to put pressure on their children. It's only when they don't see their children doing anything. But if you see your children doing something productive and good, you're not going to put pressure on them, because you know what they're doing and you want them to be happy. You understand? So if my son, for example, say, yo, leave school and say, Daddy, I really don't want to go to college. I want to go, yeah, cool. Get a job. Just get a 5-day-a-week job, Monday to Friday. You're not going to earn great money because, you know, your age and your, you know, just go get a job. Put away £300 every month. Just give it to me for whatever. I'll put it away for you. By the time he's 25, he can have 30 grand in the bank. That's enough for a deposit on a house. That's enough for a deposit on a flat. You know what I mean? You can go and get a deposit on a house. Buy a house, 2-bedroom house. Rent them out, rent out the rooms. They're now paying for it themselves. You can know, you know what I mean? It's like, these are things that I teach you. I know people feel like, yo, talent. Yes, some people, we have to be real. Not everyone's gonna be a singer, not everyone's gonna be a rapper, not everyone's gonna be a YouTuber, not everyone's gonna be a comedian, not everyone's gonna be a footballer. You know what I mean? It's like, we have to be real. Kids see this because they idolize famous people. And most famous people they idolize are always footballers or entertainers, or sports people and entertainers. But then there's so many successful people out there who are multimillionaires, who are very successful in life, but they're not famous in life. But you should have children idolizing those, because they are more realistic things that could happen from majority of children. So if a classroom of 30 kids, that whole 30, maybe nobody becomes famous out of that 30. There's schools that you have to think about, schools having 600 students. There might only be 3 that come out of that school that become famous, whether it's football or whether it's sports or entertainment. But there could be 100 that come out there and turn a millionaire, because they come out and know where they're going afterwards. So I feel like talent is something, if you have it, you have it. And you have to be realistic. If you're doing music and you get into a stage where it's like, yeah, you're still going, you have to know when to stop. Or do both. Have a hustle, have your work and your talent and whatever hobby. So if it's music and you're doing a job, all right, cool. Hopefully the music takes off and then you can leave the job. But don't just go out solely say, yeah, I'm going to make it as a star. Yeah, that's what I would say anyway.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. If a man from a young age of 15 can decide he's going to take life into his own hands and become a better man than most men actually are, imagine what you can do. He came from nothing to something, got himself in trouble, got out of trouble, created a way for others to find success. He's encouraging you, and I'm encouraging you to believe in yourself, know your worth. Stop following the crowd, become the very best version of yourself. Till next time, guys, love, peace, and happiness. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you. Mr. Yardie, thank you, sir.
Remember, to the 2 people in my you can't get a refund, yeah? So why not wear the hat when you have the clothes out?